a civilization rose upon the plateau. Mountains guarded its early fragile beginnings. Winds carried whispers of future greatness. How did this land spark ancient ambition? Tribes wandered across vast, rugged lands. Cultures mixed through struggle and necessity. Leaders emerged with dreams beyond borders. What vision united people long divided? A greater purpose drew tribes together. Shared hopes forged alliances and loyalty. Unity replaced conflict across distant valleys. What promise convinced rivals to stand united? An empire formed built on justice. Order replaced chaos in expanding territories. Laws shaped fairness for diverse peoples. How did governance become their strongest weapon? Kings ruled not merely over lands. They shaped destinies with steady guidance. Authority balanced mercy, strength, and vision. What made these rulers different from others? Royal roads stretched across ancient horizons. Messengers crossed deserts faster than armies. Ideas traveled freely, shaping distant cultures. How did roads unify such vastness? Palaces glowed with unmatched architectural grandeur. Walls displayed stories carved in stone. What secrets rest within these sacred halls? Art celebrated power, wisdom, and humanity. Innovations influenced lands far beyond borders. Administration inspired future empires and kingdoms. Tolerance strengthened unity across many nations. How did one empire shape global history? Persepolis rose like a dream eternal. Columns touched skies with silent majesty. Ceremonies honored kings and distant peoples. What echoes remain within these ruins today? A legacy stretched through millennia of change. Its ideas still guide modern governance. Its influence shapes cultures across continents. How does this empire still define civilization? The wind carried footsteps across barren plains. Nomadic clans wandered seeking fertile survival. Horses thundered through ancient Iranian valleys. Tribes followed seasons, shaping early destiny. Across rising hills, echoes marked migration patterns. Families moved where rivers breathed renewed hope. Their shelters shifted with dancing desert winds. Life revolved around movement, instinct, endurance. These tribes forged alliances through shared hardship. Campfires guarded memories of forgotten ancestors. Elders narrated stories guiding youthful wanderers. Identity emerged slowly through centuries of travel. Mountains protected them like towering stone guardians. Snowcaps glimmered above trails of migrating caravans. Each journey carved meaning into cultural memory. Routes became lifelines across vast Iranian landscapes. Their animals carried wealth, power, and legacy. Horses, sheep, and cattle defined tribal stability. Nomadic strength shaped social traditions for generations. Mobility created resilience against harsh environments. Migration taught unity among scattered tribal groups. Shared struggles nurtured cooperation across territories. Tribal gatherings forged leadership through mutual respect. Community thrived despite unpredictable seasonal changes. Fierce warriors defended wandering families with courage. Spears, bows, and instinct shaped battlefield tactics. Early conflicts defined territorial claims and honor. Valor became sacred within Iranian nomads. Their faith evolved from sky, wind, and fire. Natural forces inspired rituals guiding nomadic life. Spiritual symbols traveled with every migrating clan. Belief shaped identity long before kingdoms rose. Trade routes slowly connected these traveling tribes. Exchanged goods carried stories across distant mountains. Cultural blending began through barter and fellowship. Nomads absorbed wisdom from lands they crossed. Harsh winters forced tribes into protective unity. Shelters clustered beneath cliffs guarding icy winds. Survival strengthened ties between scattered communities. Winter memories shaped lessons for generations. Spring renewed journeys toward greener valley horizons. Rivers overflowed, nurturing livestock and hope. Movement resumed with nature's rhythmic awakening. Life continued, guided by ancient migrating instincts. Every migration carved roots into Iranian soil. Nomads unknowingly shaped future Persian foundations. Their traditions flowed into emerging civilizations. Origins of Persia began with wandering tribes. Across centuries, identity matured through constant movement. Culture strengthened through trials of nomadic life. These tribes stood as Persia's earliest architects. Their migrations forged the empire's ancient soul. The land remembered footsteps of countless ancestors. Wind carried whispers of their enduring legacy. Nomads created unity before kingdoms existed. Their journeys lit the first Persian spark. Southwestern Iran witnessed destiny quietly forming. Small settlements expanded across fertile plains. Tribes unified around vision, strength, purpose. A new lineage began shaping future power. The Achaemenids emerged from determined roots. Their homeland held mountains, rivers, opportunity. Unity grew through strong leadership and discipline. Hope gathered beneath banners of rising ambition. Villages transformed into centers of influence. Clans pledged loyalty to promising rulers. Authority expanded through diplomacy and courage. Momentum carried Persia toward early greatness. Southwestern geography offered natural advantages. Rivers nourished fields, supporting growing populations. Trade routes flowed through nearby bustling regions. Prosperity strengthened foundations for emerging kingdoms. The Achaemenids mastered administration and order. Local leaders coordinated resources and manpower. Policies encouraged stability within expanding communities. Governance shaped identity before empire rose. Their warriors represented courage and discipline. Training emphasized unity or a reckless aggression. Battles expanded territory with strategic brilliance. Military success strengthened political trust further. Craftsmen contributed through architecture and metallurgy. Stone foundations outlined early Persian structures. Metalwork advanced tools, weapons, ceremonial objects. Innovation thrived alongside growing national confidence. The region attracted merchants seeking safe passage. Caravans traded goods across long desert routes. Wealth entered Achaemenid settlements steadily. Economic strength nurtured dreams of dominion. Rulers forged alliances with neighboring powers. Diplomacy balanced ambition with mutual respect. Agreements secured resources essential for expansion. Partnership strengthened early Achaemenid authority. Agricultural reforms improved village sustainability greatly. Irrigation systems transformed barren lands fertile. Food surplus supported population growth steadily. Abundance contributed to political and cultural unity. Cultural exchange enriched early Achaemenid society. Ideas blended across diverse interacting communities. Traditions merged, forming stronger collective identity. Unity blossomed within expanding Persian heartlands. Their administrative skills impressed neighboring regions. Organization set them apart from rivals. Leadership inspired loyalty rather than fear. Governance modeled future imperial standards beautifully. The Achaemenids envisioned destiny beyond borders. Whispers of empire echoed through ancient towns. Confidence grew with every regional triumph. Persia prepared for monumental historical ascent. Southwestern Iran became cradle of greatness. Here ambition shaped foundations of empire. Achaemenids transformed vision into rising power. History turned toward Persia's unfolding legacy. Their rise marked shift in ancient politics. Leadership forged unity that reshaped continents. The Achaemenids began Persia's imperial journey. A new world dawned from humble beginnings. Achaemenid emerged as a guiding figure. His leadership united scattered tribal communities. Strength blended with wisdom in every decision. He shaped early Persian identity profoundly. Legends describe Achaemenid as courageous, visionary. He inspired loyalty through fairness and respect. Warriors followed him with unwavering devotion. Authority grew naturally from earned admiration. Achaemenid strengthened alliances among neighboring tribes. Diplomacy balanced power with mutual cooperation. Shared goals forged stability across growing territories. Unity formed cornerstone of future Persian rule. His successors honored principles he established. Early kings refined administration and governance. Leadership evolved through discipline and competence. Royal lineage strengthened Persia's rising influence. These kings expanded territory with strategic planning. Battles fought with precision secured regional dominance. Military success enhanced prestige among rivals. Victory fueled confidence across entire kingdom. Early rulers emphasized justice within governance. Laws protected citizens from arbitrary authority. Fairness shaped trust between people and throne. Stability thrived through structured administrative order. Royal courts encouraged cultural development generously. Poets, craftsmen, and scholars found patronage. Creativity blossomed beneath supportive leadership. Culture strengthened identity across Persian communities. Kings relied on counselors for balanced governance. Advisors offered expertise in administration, diplomacy. Decision-making involved wisdom from multiple perspectives. This structure guided Persia toward mature leadership. Achaemenid rulers valued loyalty above all. Nobles served kingdom through duty, honor. Fealty ensured unity during times of conflict. Strength emerged from deep-rooted political cohesion. These kings learned from earlier tribal traditions. Heritage informed decisions shaping Persian policy. Continuity preserved identity across generations. Ancient values guided emerging imperial structures. Leadership emphasized discipline within military ranks. Soldiers trained for coordinated battlefield tactics. Order replaced chaos among armed forces. Strength reflected organization rather than brutality. Early kings expanded trade, wealth, opportunity. Merchants benefited from secure travel routes. Economic growth reinforced political authority deeply. Prosperity marked reigns of early rulers. Achaemenid set tone for a future greatness. Values he shaped lived through successors. His legacy guided centuries of governance. Persia honored him through enduring traditions. Each early king added strength and stability. Their combined efforts forged rising empire. Leadership sculpted Persia's destiny with purpose. A foundation formed for global influence. Achaemenid's lit torch of Persian leadership. Early kings carried flame across generations. Their guidance shaped empire's powerful ascent. History remembers them as Persia's architects. Persia's geography shaped destiny from beginning. Mountains guarded borders like natural fortresses. Valleys offered fertile havens for settlement. Nature supported unity across rising lands. Zagros ranges protected western Iranian frontiers. Their rugged peaks discouraged enemy invasions. Tribes found secure refuge among them. Defense began with towering stone guardians. Eastern deserts challenged travelers with harsh conditions. Only skilled nomads mastered shifting sands. Routes carved survival into barren landscapes. Endurance defined movement across desert realms. Rivers like Karun nourished expanding communities. Waterways connected villages through trade networks. Agriculture flourished near constant flowing streams. Life prospered where rivers nurtured human settlement. Persia sat between major ancient civilizations. Mesopotamia influenced its early cultural shaping. Exchange enriched traditions across both regions. Ideas traveled alongside merchants and caravans. Trade routes crossed Persia from multiple directions. Goods flowed through mountains, valleys, deserts. Persia became crossroads of ancient commerce. Wealth entered steadily from diverse lands. Silk Road connections enhanced Persia's prominence. Caravans carried luxury items across continents. Spices, metals, and textiles reached Persian markets. Economy flourished through constant international traffic. Geography nurtured diverse regional cultures. Each area contributed unique traditions, beliefs. These differences blended into unified identity. Diversity strengthened Persia's cultural evolution. Control of routes brought immense strategic power. Kingdoms valued Persian territory for access. Who ruled Persia controlled major trade arteries. This advantage shaped politics for centuries. Mountains supplied stone for architecture projects. Quarries produced materials for rising palaces. Resources fueled expansion of imperial construction. Geography supported Persia's physical transformation. Climate varied across vast Persian lands. Highlands offered cool summers and protection. Lowlands produced crops, sustaining population growth. Environment shaped lifestyle across entire region. Trade encouraged diplomacy between distant powers. Merchants required stability for safe passage. Kings ensured peace along vital routes. Economy reinforced political cooperation effectively. Persia's location linked east and west. Its influence spread through continental connectivity. Cultures interacted through shared economic exchanges. Geography made Persia global long before empire. Routes became arteries of cultural diffusion. Ideas traveled faster than armies themselves. Beliefs spread, shaping diverse Persian communities. Geography molded identity through constant exchange. Persia thrived because land invited connection. Mountains, deserts, rivers formed perfect balance. Trade routes transformed kingdom into powerhouse. Geography pushed Persia toward inevitable greatness. Persian identity emerged from ancient tribal heritage. Traditions blended through centuries of shared struggle. Culture formed slowly across migrating communities. Unity grew from deep historical memories. Language played central role in identity. Early Iranian dialects shaped cultural expression. Words carried stories preserved across generations. Speech connected tribes under shared traditions. Fire symbolized purity within Persian belief. Sacred flames represented truth and protection. Rituals honored forces guiding human destiny. Faith strengthened unity among early Persians. Hospitality became hallmark of Persian character. Guests received honor regardless of background. Respect bridged distances between diverse communities. Kindness shaped social values across regions. Music accompanied celebrations of tribal heritage. Melodies echoed through mountains and plains. Songs preserved stories of ancestral courage. Rhythms carried identity through generations. Clothing reflected climate, custom, and pride. Wool garments protected nomads from cold. Patterns represented tribal lineage and honor. Dress expressed evolving Persian cultural identity. Craftsmanship flourished in early settlements. Pottery displayed artistic beauty and innovation. Metalwork symbolized skill passed through families. Art became a pillar of Persian heritage. Storytelling preserved wisdom of ancient ancestors. Elders narrated tales around glowing fires. Lessons shaped character of younger listeners. Narratives formed moral foundation for society. Agriculture shaped daily life across regions. Harvest festivals celebrated unity and gratitude. Work tied communities to fertile landscapes. Nature influenced rhythm of Persian culture. Social structure valued loyalty and cooperation. Tribal councils guided community-wide decisions. Leadership relied on mutual respect deeply. Harmony maintained stability across growing populations. Trade introduced new customs and ideas. Persians blended influences without losing identity. Adaptability strengthened cultural longevity immensely. Exchange enriched evolving Persian worldview. Justice held sacred role in society. Fairness defined leadership within communities. Laws protected weak from unfair treatment. Order shaped trust between people strongly. Architecture reflected balance, harmony, meaning. Builders honored nature through thoughtful design. Structures symbolized unity with surrounding landscape. form expressed soul of Persian civilization. Persian culture valued strength with compassion. Power balanced wisdom shaped national character. Identity blended courage, kindness, resilience beautifully. These values endured throughout Persian history. Foundations formed long before empires rose. Culture shaped destiny across Persian lands. Identity guided people through every challenge. Persia began with soul before throne. Discover the secrets of Persia's ancient glory. Witness stories of kings, conquest, and culture. Subscribe now and explore history like never before. Join us and travel through time today. Mountains echoed whispers of approaching unity. Medes watched horizons with gathering anticipation. Persian clans prepared for historic transformation. Destiny stirred across ancient Iranian lands. Cyrus rose with vision beyond tribal rivalries. His leadership promised stability through cooperation. Warriors trusted his honor and clear purpose. Hope spread quickly across divided territories. The Medes recognized strength in collaboration. Persians sought alliance instead of conflict. Mutual respect replaced generations of suspicion. New bonds shaped foundation of rising power. Cyrus negotiated with wisdom and unwavering patience. Diplomacy guided strategies before wielding force. Peaceful alliances inspired loyalty among tribes. Unity blossomed through calculated political harmony. Nobles from both nations pledged allegiance. Shared goals bound them through solemn oaths. Partnership built trust across former rivals. Strength emerged through combined national will. The Medes offered experience and prestige. Persians contributed courage and expanding manpower. Together they forged unstoppable regional authority. Unity elevated both cultures toward greatness. Cyrus reorganized governance for shared leadership. Offices blended traditions from Medes, Persians. Balance ensured fairness within growing administration. Statecraft advanced through unity-driven reforms. Military forces integrated strategies from both. Discipline replaced previous intertribal hostilities. Combined armies marched with unmatched coordination. Unity created formidable ancient battlefield dominance. Cultural exchange flourished under shared rule. Art blended motifs into unified symbolism. Customs merged, shaping vibrant national identity. People felt pride in expanding heritage. Peace spread across lands previously troubled. Trade routes flourished under stable governance. Merchants trusted protection from unified authority. Prosperity grew across entire new kingdom. Families benefited from end of conflict. Communities rebuilt homes once destroyed. Hope returned to valleys long abandoned. Unity improved lives for countless generations. Cyrus honored both traditions with fairness. His respect strengthened bond between nations. People viewed him as just ruler. Trust anchored legitimacy of unified state. The unification transformed regional political landscape. Neighbors witnessed emergence of powerful alliance. Diplomacy replaced fear across bordering kingdoms. Persia gained recognition as rising force. Unity under Cyrus marked new beginning. Medes and Persians stood stronger together. Their combined destiny shaped ancient world. A super empire began taking form. Across plains, unity replaced ancient division. Cyrus forged nation through vision, wisdom. Medes and Persians became one people. Foundation formed for history's first super empire. Cyrus marched west toward powerful Lydia. King Croesus prepared formidable defensive lines. Battles echoed across rugged Anatolian hills. Persian strategy outmaneuvered legendary Lydian wealth. Winter halted fighting yet shaped destiny. Croesus retreated believing war had ended. Cyrus advanced swiftly defying seasonal expectations. Surprise sealed Lydia's rapid dramatic fall. Sardis, capital of Lydia, surrendered honorably. Persians respected citizens, avoiding unnecessary destruction. Victory secured immense wealth and influence. Western boundaries expanded beyond previous imagination. Cyrus next turned south toward mighty Babylon. City walls towered with legendary impenetrability. Babylonians trusted rivers and fortifications completely. Confidence blinded them to approaching transformation. Persian engineers redirected Euphrates with brilliance. Water levels dropped, revealing hidden entryways. Troops advanced silently beneath moonlit skies. Babylon fell without widespread devastation inflicted. Cyrus entered Babylon with restrained discipline. People welcomed him as liberator figure. Oppressive rulers had weakened internal stability. Persians restored order with swift administrative reforms. Conquests extended east toward vast Central Asia. Nomadic tribes tested Persian battlefield tactics. Cyrus integrated strategies, defeating fierce resistance. Frontiers expanded into remote, challenging regions. Southward campaigns secured wealthy trade networks. Caravans flowed under Persian protection safely. Economy flourished across newly acquired territories. Imperial expansion fueled unprecedented prosperity everywhere. Cyrus's forces advanced with strategic patience. War served purpose, never reckless ambition. Leadership valued stability over destructive conquest. Empire grew through discipline and calculated resolve. Each conquered region maintained cultural autonomy. Local traditions survived Persian political integration. This policy strengthened loyalty among populations. Diverse lands united peacefully under empire. Cyrus ensured justice in every captured city. He respected civilians, regardless of background. Fair treatment replaced terror-driven subjugation tactics. People supported rule built on compassion. Conquests reshaped power across ancient world. Neighboring kingdoms recognized Persia's rising supremacy. Diplomacy extended influence beyond conquered borders. Empire inspired both caution and admiration simultaneously. Persian armies gained reputation for brilliance. Their discipline impressed rivals across continents. Victories marked turning point in regional history. Cyrus redefined meaning of imperial power. Vast lands connected under single rule. Trade-linked cultures once isolated completely. Peace stabilized regions after centuries' conflict. Expansion brought unity rather than destruction. Cyrus created empires stretching across horizons. His conquests reshaped world's political structure. Nations bowed to strategic Persian ascendancy. Greatness spread from Lydia to Babylon. Empire emerged as unstoppable global force. Cyrus's campaigns forged unmatched territorial breadth. His strategy built world's first super-empire. Legacy began with sweeping victorious conquests. Cyrus entered Babylon with measured dignity. Citizens awaited uncertain fate after conquest. Instead, they witnessed unexpected, compassionate governance. Mercy replaced fear within city walls. The Cyrus cylinder recorded this moment. Clay preserved history through carved ancient lines. Text described policies of justice, freedom. World received earliest charter protecting humanity. Cyrus restored temples destroyed by previous rulers. Priests regained authority over sacred rituals. People cherished revival of beloved traditions. Faith flourished under enlightened Persian governance. He released captives taken during wars. Families reunited after years of separation. Communities rebuilt homes with renewed hope. Freedom became symbol of Persian rule. The cylinder proclaimed rights for all. Foreigners gained protection from unfair oppression. Equality formed core of administrative policies. Justice extended across diverse cultural landscapes. Cyrus condemned forced labor within conquered regions. Workers received fair treatment and respect. Abuse declined under strictly enforced laws. Human dignity shaped policies across empire. The text emphasized peaceful coexistence principles. Peoples encouraged to practice native customs. No group compelled toward unwanted beliefs. Harmony thrived through cultural preservation practices. Scholars view Cylinder as revolutionary document. Its message echoed values centuries ahead. Human rights emerged before modern definitions. Cyrus pioneered justice beyond political necessity. Cylinder described liberation of displaced nations. Communities allowed returning to ancestral homelands. Repatriation strengthened trust among ethnic groups. Movements signaled unprecedented royal compassion. Historians praise object as global treasure. Its ideas influenced countless later systems. Legacy shaped governance across multiple civilizations. Cylinder remains symbol of enlightened leadership. Objects like this preserved moral evolution. Clay captured thoughts shaping human progress. Messages survived through millennia of change. Truth endured despite loss of empires. The cylinder inspired modern interpretations worldwide. Institutions celebrate it as justice milestone. Its principles transcend time and political borders. Humanity recognizes Cyrus as visionary ruler. This artifact stands as Persian philosophical triumph. It reflects values defining early imperial governance. Compassion embedded deeply within national identity. Justice became cornerstone of Persian administration. Cylinder teaches power of humane authority. Rulers need not dominate through fear. Respect strengthens empires more than violence. Cyrus proved compassion creates lasting stability. The message still resonates across centuries. Ancient clay speaks universal human truths. Cyrus shaped earliest rights-based governance. World honors wisdom carved into cylinder. Cyrus valued diversity within conquered lands. He recognized strength emerging from cultural variety. Differences enriched empire rather than weakening. Unity required respect across every region. Local traditions thrived under Persian administration. Communities practiced rituals without interference. Freedom nurtured loyalty within diverse populations. Harmony emerged through acceptance over domination. Temples across empire regained former glory. Priests practiced beliefs without royal restrictions. Religious rites preserved stability across provinces. Faith prospered under enlightened governing policies. Languages continued shaping local communication freely. Cyrus imposed no strict linguistic dominance. Regional identity remained protected and honored. Diversity strengthened cultural richness of empire. Local leaders maintained administrative authority. Persia supervised without eliminating native governance. Balance ensured smooth integration of territories. People trusted rulers, respecting ancestral autonomy. Merchants benefited from culturally tolerant rule. Trade flourished through peaceful coexistence agreements. Inter-regional cooperation increased dramatically across continents. Prosperity stemmed from mutual cultural respect. Artists created freely under stable patronage. Styles blended, forming unique Persian expressions. Creativity reflected empire's multicultural foundation. Art became bridge between diverse communities. Cyrus welcomed scholars from distant lands. Knowledge traveled faster than caravans themselves. Wisdom exchanged enriched imperial administrative systems. Learning became treasured Persian cultural value. Minority communities felt secure under Persia. Laws protected them from discrimination effectively. Rights applied equally across social boundaries. Justice included every group without exception. Tolerance prevented rebellion across vast territories. Satisfied populations supported imperial stability. Respect ensured long-term loyalty from subjects. Empire thrived through peaceful cultural coexistence. Cyrus valued peace more than conquest. Policies focused on nurturing human dignity. Citizens felt respected beyond political boundaries. Trust strengthened empire's foundational institutions. Diverse customs blended into shared identity. Unity formed not through forceful assimilation. Respect allowed cultures to grow uniquely. Difference became strength, not burden. Persian governance became global model. States admired fairness within expanding empire. Diplomacy relied on tolerance over intimidation. Stability reflected enlightened policy direction. Policies shaped empire's enduring reputation. Cyrus became symbol of humane leadership. His model influenced countless future governments. History remembered him as compassionate conqueror. Tolerance defined Persia's imperial philosophy. Respect united millions under single rule. Human dignity guided every major decision. Empire flourished through acceptance and understanding. Cyrus transformed world through visionary leadership. His empire set standards for governance. Nations studied policies, shaping ancient history. Wisdom guided actions beyond personal ambition. Greatness emerged from justice-driven rule. He valued people as essential foundation. Power served purpose larger than conquest. Cyrus redefined meaning of imperial strength. Historical texts praise fairness of Cyrus. He treated allies and enemies honorably. Mercy distinguished him from violent conquerors. Compassion elevated reputation across civilizations. Empires after Persia followed his example. Kings adopted policies emphasizing human dignity. Law systems reflected principles he established. Legacy shaped governance for countless generations. Cyrus influenced philosophy across ancient lands. Thinkers admired enlightened approach to power. Ideas inspired political evolution through centuries. Wisdom transcended geographic and cultural boundaries. His conquests created world's first super empire. Territories spanned continents under stable administration. Unity connected millions through shared prosperity. History remembered magnitude of his achievements. The Cyrus cylinder spread global admiration. Its message inspired universal human rights. Modern institutions celebrate principles he introduced. Legacy shaped foundations of ethical governance. Cyrus became symbol of ideal kingship. Leadership balanced strength with deep compassion. His character shaped future royal expectations. Rulers aspired matching his honorable standards. Persian identity strengthened through his reign. Culture flourished under protective benevolence. Values survived centuries of political change. Memory kept traditions alive within empire. His name echoed across ancient chronicles. Poets honored him with timeless verses. Generations praised greatness of early ruler. Admiration endured beyond fading dynasties. Archaeology preserves symbols of his legacy. Artifacts reveal wisdom behind mighty empire. History safeguards memory of his leadership. Time honors him as civilization's pioneer. Nations still study strategies he mastered. Diplomacy reflected understanding of human nature. Policies influenced modern governance structure strongly. Cyrus shaped direction of political philosophy. He died leaving empire strong, harmonious. Successors inherited foundations built with integrity. World continued evolving inspired by his model. His impact remained boundless across civilizations. Legacy transcended era of ancient empires. Cyrus stands unmatched among historical leaders. His vision changed world forevermore. Greatness defined every chapter of his rule. History crowned Cyrus as timeless icon. Wisdom, justice, compassion guided his reign. He shaped destiny of entire world. His legacy shines across endless centuries. Darius studied sprawling empire with precision. Vast distances challenged older governing systems. He envisioned structure bringing order everywhere. Administration became backbone of Persian stability. He divided empire into powerful satrapies. Each governed region under appointed satrap. Authority flowed smoothly through organized hierarchy. Order replaced chaos across distant territories. Satraps managed taxes, justice, and security. Local issues resolved without unnecessary delays. Communication improved through structured reporting channels. Empire functioned as unified administrative machine. Darius introduced strict checks on satraps. Royal inspectors traveled conducting secret evaluations. They ensured fairness within provincial governments. Justice remained central to imperial authority. Satrapies balanced power through shared responsibilities. Local leaders collaborated with Persian officials. Harmony preserved stability throughout diverse populations. Governance became model for future empires. Tribute systems grew increasingly efficient. Regions contributed based on economic capacity. Wealth funded infrastructure across vast empire. Prosperity expanded through disciplined fiscal organization. Courts operated uniformly under Darius's guidance. Judges followed policies ensuring equal justice. Legal clarity strengthened trust among populations. People relied on predictable administrative processes. Military garrisons stationed within each satrapy. Security protected trade routes and major cities. Peace maintained across culturally diverse territories. Empire thrived under constant protective oversight. Satrapies respected local customs and traditions. Darius valued diversity within structured governance. Culture flourished under balanced administrative freedom. People felt included despite imperial authority. Efficient administration strengthened imperial communication channels. Messages traveled quickly through relay systems. Decisions reached provinces within remarkable speed. Empire responded swiftly to emerging challenges. Reforms reduced corruption throughout governance layers. Oversight limited misuse of political power. Accountability shaped disciplined administrative culture. Empire gained reputation for organized stability. Economic systems benefited from defined boundaries. Regional production increased under proper management. Markets connected through coordinated provincial oversight. Trade blossomed across imperial territories successfully. Satrapies improved diplomatic engagement with neighbors. Local leaders understood regional geopolitical realities. Their insights informed Darius's strategic decisions. Empire expanded intelligently through calculated diplomacy. Darius crafted enduring administrative foundation. Systems survived centuries beyond his reign. Future rulers adopted structure he envisioned. Satrapies became hallmark of Persian governance. Order transformed empire into unified powerhouse. Darius shaped administration with revolutionary precision. Satrapies maintained balance across diverse lands. His system defined architecture of imperial power. Darius envisioned highway linking entire empire. Trade and governance required faster communication. He ordered construction of royal road. Innovation reshaped movement across ancient world. Roads stretched thousands of strategic miles. Cities connected through carefully engineered pathways. Caravans traveled safer under Persian protection. Commerce expanded with unprecedented efficiency. Relay stations established along long routes. Fresh horses awaited every incoming messenger. Information moved faster than previous eras. Empire synchronized through rapid royal communication. Merchants benefited from security and stability. Goods reached markets across distant regions. Economies flourished under protected transport networks. Wealth circulated widely through connected provinces. Royal couriers traveled astonishing daily distances. Speed impressed neighboring civilizations and rulers. Messages reached capitals within record time. Darius revolutionized global administrative efficiency. Roads supported military operations remarkably well. Troops redeployed quickly across strategic frontiers. Defense strengthened through rapid coordinated movement. Empire protected borders with unmatched mobility. Cultures interacted through shared travel routes. Ideas spread across diverse ancient regions. Artistic styles blended, forming greater unity. Empire prospered through cultural interconnectedness. Travelers found shelter at royal stations. Inns provided safety for long journeys. Hospitality encouraged peaceful movement across territories. People trusted Empire's supportive infrastructure. Road maintenance ensured long-term reliability. Workers repaired sections damaged by weather. Systems stayed functional through constant supervision. Darius valued durability above temporary achievements. Road increased diplomatic connectivity for states. Envoys exchanged messages without dangerous obstacles. Political negotiations accelerated through quick travel. Empire influenced broader world landscape effectively. Trade caravans carried silk, gold, spices. Markets thrived through corridor of prosperity. Regional economies linked in vast network. Royal road powered imperial commercial expansion. Engineers built bridges over difficult terrain. Construction showed advanced Persian architectural mastery. Every region contributed materials and labor. Empire united through monumental joint effort, royal road strength and satrapy coordination everywhere. Governors communicated decisions with remarkable speed. Administrative consistency improved across entire empire. Darius achieved harmony through engineered connectivity. Travel changed perception of Persian dominance. People witnessed empire's strength firsthand. Infrastructure displayed unmatched organizational capability. Admiration grew across ancient civilizations. Royal road became world-renowned marvel. Darius redefined meaning of connectivity forever. Empire thrived through arteries of communication. Roads symbolized power of Persian innovation. Darius turned focus toward powerful Egypt. Region held wealth and cultural significance. Persians prepared disciplined campaign for conquest. Strategy prioritized stability over ruthless destruction. Nile Valley welcomed administrative reform efforts. Egyptians respected Darius's honorable governance approach. Temples restored under Persian protective authority. Harmony returned through balanced political integration. Darius respected ancient Egyptian religious customs. Priests maintained rituals without interference imposed. Local traditions flourished under imperial oversight. People experienced continuity rather than forced change. Infrastructure improved under Persian supervision quickly. Canals repaired throughout agricultural heartlands. Harvests increased supporting growing imperial economy. Egypt prospered under stable disciplined administration. Expansion east targeted strategic Central Asia. Nomadic tribes challenged Persian frontier strength. Campaigns demanded endurance across harsh terrain. Darius advanced with calculated military precision. Persian forces secured major trade corridors. Connections deepened between east and west. Caravans moved under reliable imperial protection. Commerce strengthened through newly pacified regions. Fortresses constructed along vulnerable frontier zones. Security guaranteed stability in contested areas. Empire controlled movements across difficult landscapes. Power extended further into Central Asia. Darius integrated diverse populations respectfully. Local leaders retained cultural governing traditions. Cooperation replaced resistance throughout conquered territories. People adapted willingly to balance Persian rule. Expansion improved empire's strategic global influence. Borders stretched across continents with ease. Persia became unmatched geopolitical superpower. Nations acknowledged dominance of expanding empire. Egypt contributed knowledge, science, philosophy. Scholars enriched Persian intellectual traditions greatly. Exchange created fusion of monumental cultures. Learning thrived within unified imperial environment. Central Asia contributed horses and warriors. Empire strengthened militarily through regional integration. Combined forces enhanced strategic battlefield capabilities. Power grew steadily with each new territory. Conquest stabilized regions plagued by conflict. Persian governance emphasized justice and prosperity. People benefited from peace brought by empire. Expansion served purpose beyond simple conquest. Darius ensured efficient administration everywhere. Satraps governed newly annexed provinces carefully. Order restored through balanced political oversight. Empire maintained stability across distant borders. Campaigns displayed precision of Persian leadership. Darius proved unmatched in strategic judgment. His authority shaped destiny of vast territories. Expansion defined strength of imperial power. Empire emerged stronger after sweeping conquests. Darius united worlds under single system. Legacy reinforced through successful territorial expansion. History honored his unparalleled strategic brilliance. Darius recognized need for economic unity. Trade required consistency across distant satrapies. He introduced standardized imperial gold currency. Daric coin became symbol of Persian strength. Merchants trusted reliability of unified currency. Trade expanded across continents with ease. Markets stabilized under predictable monetary value. Wealth circulated smoothly within entire empire. Darius strengthened Persia's global economic reputation. Foreign traders accepted currency without hesitation. Commercial confidence increased throughout major regions. Economy flourished under organized fiscal framework. Silver coins complemented valuable gold darics. Local exchanges simplified through dual system. People conducted business with greater efficiency. Accessibility improved daily life across provinces. Standard currency supported expansive tax structure. Payments reached satraps without complex conversions. Revenue collected fairly across regional populations. Empire benefited from disciplined monetary regulation. Legal system unified under Darius's administration. Judges followed standardized imperial legal codes. Justice applied equally across diverse communities. Fairness strengthened loyalty within empire. Courts reduced corruption through strict oversight. Officials punished for dishonest administrative actions. Law functioned with transparent, dependable consistency. People trusted system protecting their rights. Legal reforms balanced local and imperial laws. Customs respected within unified governance framework. Flexibility ensured justice aligned with traditions. Harmony preserved through thoughtful legal integration. Contract systems improved economic relationships significantly. Merchants secured written agreements for trade. Disputes resolved quickly through formal courts. Commerce flourished under dependable legal structure. Standard measures introduced across all provinces. Weights and scales followed imperial guidelines. Markets operated with uniform, predictable accuracy. Fairness ensured for buyers and sellers. Legal archives recorded judgments and rulings. Knowledge preserved for future administrative generations. System became reference for regional governance. Persia pioneered justice-based ruling foundations. Economy thrived through stability of law. Currency and courts shaped prospering society. People lived confidently under structured governance. Order strengthened foundations of imperial administration. Reforms influenced global economic development. Future nations adopted standardized currency principles. Legal systems mirrored Darius's organized structure. Persia shaped world through innovative policies. Darius created empire built on fairness, justice and stability defined economic landscape. People thrived under enlightened administrative reforms. Monetary unity redefined power of Persian rule. Legacy of reforms transcended ancient world. Currency and law strengthened imperial identity. Darius mastered architecture of economic order. His system ensured lasting imperial greatness. Darius envisioned city reflecting imperial greatness. Persepolis rose proudly upon sacred plateau. Stone blocks shaped foundations of ceremonial wonder. Architecture embodied power of Persian civilization. Workers gathered from empire's vast regions. Stonemasons carved columns with intricate precision. Artists decorated halls with symbolic imagery. Craftsmanship displayed unity of diverse cultures. Palaces expanded across monumental terraces. Columns towered like guardians of history. Sunlight illuminated carvings of ancient triumphs. Persepolis shined as jewel of empire. Grand staircases welcomed delegations from provinces. Envoys carried gifts honoring Persian kingship. Ceremonies displayed unity of conquered worlds. Empire celebrated harmony of diverse nations. Walls depicted processions of subject peoples. Each carving represented loyalty through tribute. Art conveyed message of respectful governance. Strength expressed through dignified visual storytelling. Halls resonated with voices of diplomats. Negotiations shaped direction of global politics. Decisions influenced destiny of ancient civilizations. Persepolis functioned as heart of imperial diplomacy. Treasures stored securely within fortified chambers. Gold and silver reflected empire's prosperity. Vaults safeguarded wealth from distant territories. Financial stability anchored ceremonial capital's importance. Gardens flourished beside marble structures. Water channels glistened beneath warm sunlight. Design mirrored paradise of cultural mythology. Nature blended elegantly with monumental architecture. Persepolis honored traditions of previous kings. Darius respected legacy shaping Persian identity. City embodied memory of ancient founders. Heritage preserved, while new greatness emerged. Festival of Nowruz held magnificent gatherings. Delegations celebrated renewal of imperial harmony. Gifts exchanged symbolizing unity and loyalty. Ceremonies strengthened bonds across many nations. Architects designed halls for future generations. City intended to outlast changing rulers. Every structure represented timeless imperial philosophy. Persepolis projected eternity of Persian power. Construction showcased brilliance of imperial engineers. Precision demonstrated mastery of ancient design. Empire displayed unmatched architectural capabilities. Persepolis became marvel of global admiration. City remains symbol long after destruction. Ruins still whisper stories of greatness. Carvings preserve memory of Persian unity. Stone echoes legacy of visionary builders. Darius created masterpiece beyond political ambition. Persepolis embodied respect, culture, and dignity. Capital reflected essence of Persian civilization. Its spirit endures across countless centuries. Persepolis stands eternal in human memory. Symbol of empire's artistic intellectual height. Legacy honors architects of ancient power. Darius shaped world through monumental vision. A vast empire shaped layered authority. Power flowed through disciplined administrative order. Satraps guarded territories with unwavering command. Their loyalty maintained Persia's enduring stability. Nobles served beside powerful regional governors. They advised on justice, taxes, military affairs. Their prestige strengthened imperial unity daily. Each rank echoed Cyrus's founding ideals. Satraps governed provinces with enormous responsibility. They supervised armies, courts, and taxation. Every decision affected countless diverse communities. Their governance model amazed ancient historians. Noble families offered support and guidance. Their influence shaped local culture deeply. Traditions mixed with imperial Persian values. Harmony ensured loyalty across distant provinces. Common citizens formed the empire's heartbeat. Farmers worked fertile lands with dedication. Craftsmen built wonders seen for centuries. Their labor powered Persia's daily life. Merchants connected cities through ancient highways. Caravans traveled under imperial protection always. Trade flourished from mountains to coastlines. Prosperity strengthened unity across vast frontiers. Social roles balanced ambition and duty. Each class contributed essential strength equally. Unity emerged from shared imperial purpose. Persia thrived through collective human effort. Satraps protected borders from invading forces. Their armies held mountains, deserts, plains. They ensured peace across many kingdoms. Order created trust between ruler and ruled. Nobles represented tradition within evolving society. Their ancestry symbolized honor and responsibility. They mediated disputes across local communities. Their presence maintained cultural balance everywhere. Commoners lived ordinary yet essential lives. Their skills shaped markets, agriculture, craftsmanship. Every contribution supported empire's vast mechanisms. They carried Persia's legacy through generations. Satraps reported directly to the king. Their loyalty determined empire's lasting survival. Swift communication ensured prompt strategic responses. Coordination kept Persia remarkably well organized. Nobles traveled with courts and officials. They observed rituals honoring royal authority. Ceremonial traditions reinforced unity and respect. Culture flowed through every political gathering. Common citizens celebrated festivals joyfully together. Music, prayers, and traditions shaped identity. Life blended local customs with Persian governance. Harmony prevailed across countless multicultural provinces. Society stood on structured cooperation always. Each group understood its essential purpose. Together they formed a powerful civilization. Persia endured through strength, order, unity. Sacred fire glowed in ancient temples. Light symbolized truth guiding human actions. Zoroastrianism shaped Persia's moral foundation. Its teachings influenced generations of rulers. The prophet Zoroaster preached divine wisdom. He emphasized righteousness over worldly deception. Good thoughts shaped humanity's spiritual path. Truth became Persia's guiding ethical force. Ahura Mazda represented goodness and creation. Ahriman symbolized darkness opposing truth. This duality defined life's moral struggle. Every choice carried universal spiritual consequence. Persians believed choices shaped cosmic balance. Human duty was resisting falsehood bravely. Evil weakened harmony across earthly life. Righteousness strengthened creation's eternal order. Fire altars burned with sacred purpose. Priests guarded rituals, preserving holy tradition. Ceremonies united cities in shared devotion. Faith reinforced moral behavior within society. Kings adopted Zoroastrian values when ruling. Justice flowed from divine moral principles. Truthfulness became a requirement for governance. Fair judgment strengthened empire's loyal foundation. People practiced honesty in daily interactions. Contracts relied on spoken words faithfully. Oaths carried spiritual weight and accountability. Morality shaped both business and family life. Festivals celebrated virtue, light, and renewal. People prayed for wisdom and courage. Communities honored cycles of creation together. Tradition bonded villages across vast provinces. Zoroastrian ethics shaped imperial administration deeply. Officials were expected to uphold truth. Corruption violated both law and spirituality. Morality strengthened confidence in government systems. Children learned principles from early age. Stories taught virtues of courage, honesty. Generations embraced responsibility toward cosmic order. Thus morality became natural, lived practice. Temples served as centers of guidance. Priests advised leaders on ethical decisions. Wisdom traveled across regions through teaching. Faith nurtured unity in diverse communities. Merchants practiced fairness when trading goods. Their conduct reflected spiritual responsibilities daily. Honesty attracted customers from distant lands. Commerce thrived through trust and ethical behavior. Farmers prayed before planting each season. They believed righteousness blessed fertile lands. Harvest symbolized harmony between man, creation. Faith shaped work and agricultural rhythms. Zoroastrian values influenced cultural identity strongly. Truth, justice, duty became national pillars. People lived with moral purpose sincerely. Empire thrived on shared ethical foundations. This moral system shaped Persian worldview. Light guided decisions across every generation. Faith strengthened unity despite cultural differences. Virtue became Persia's everlasting spiritual legacy. Artisans shaped Persia's identity with craftsmanship. Their hands carved history into lasting beauty. Metal workers forged ornaments admired for centuries. Creativity flowed through every city workshop. Weavers produced textiles of unmatched elegance. Patterns carried symbols of ancient beliefs. Colors reflected traditions known across regions. Their work decorated palaces and marketplaces. Potters molded clay with practiced precision. Their vessels stored grain, wine, stories. Each design captured Persia's cultural spirit. Art became memory preserved through generations. Traders connected empires through tireless journeys. Caravans crossed deserts, mountains, and plains. Goods traveled under royal protective watch. Commerce united nations through peaceful exchange. Markets bustled with voices and colors. Merchants bargained confidently with distant travelers. Spices, metals, and fabrics exchanged hands. Trade enriched communities along major routes. Persian traders reached Mediterranean coastal cities. Others traveled east toward distant kingdoms. Their networks shaped global economic foundations. Prosperity flowed through carefully maintained roads. Farmers formed the empire's essential backbone. Fields stretched beyond river-fed valleys. Harvests sustained soldiers, nobles, citizens. Agriculture anchored Persia's enduring stability. Irrigation channels carried life across landscapes. Farmers protected these systems with dedication. Water shaped villages' long-term survival. Cooperation ensured fair distribution for all. Seasonal cycles guided daily rural life. Farmers prayed for gentle, nourishing rains. Planting rituals honored sacred cosmic order. Nature shaped culture across fertile provinces. Artisans provided tools, improving agricultural labor. Blades, plows, and carts enhanced productivity. Craftsmanship supported farming communities constantly. Skill connected cities and countryside seamlessly. Traders transported surplus to distant settlements. Farm produce moved through ancient highways. Every journey strengthened Persia's internal economy. Trade balanced resources across remote regions. Society respected all three essential roles. Each profession supported the other's survival. Unity emerged from cooperation and shared purpose. Together they sustained the empire's greatness. Artisans honored traditions through dedicated mastery. Traders expanded influence with courageous travel. Farmers supplied food for entire populations. All contributed to Persia's lasting legacy. These roles shaped social identity profoundly. Work carried dignity, purpose, and responsibility. Effort fueled prosperity across diverse communities. Empire thrived through human skill and dedication. Persia stood strong through collective labor. People lived with shared economic harmony. Art, trade, farming formed civilization's pillars. Their contributions echoed through Persian history. Persia embraced peoples from distant lands. Languages, customs, and religions flourished freely. Unity thrived through mutual respect practiced. Diversity became empire's greatest enduring strength. Darius honored local governance within provinces. Satraps ensured traditions were carefully preserved. Communities maintained cultural rituals without interference. Respect encouraged loyalty among all populations. Temples across empire retained ancient practices. Priests conducted ceremonies honoring old gods. Faith remained protected under Persian authority. People cherished autonomy alongside imperial order. Art and architecture blended multiple styles. Persian motifs intertwined with regional designs. Creativity reflected harmony of diverse cultures. Monuments celebrated unity through aesthetic integration. Trade supported exchange of ideas regularly. Merchants carried more than goods alone. Stories, customs, and knowledge traveled highways. Culture flowed freely across all provinces. Festivals highlighted diversity within shared spaces. Music, dance, and rituals brought together. Communities learned from one another's traditions. Harmony flourished across multicultural Persian world. Legal systems recognized local customs officially. Courts applied laws respecting regional practices. Justice considered both imperial and native rules. Equity reinforced trust in governance system. Education embraced knowledge from various regions. Scholars taught sciences, literature, philosophies widely. Ideas traveled faster than armies or caravans. Learning thrived through diverse intellectual exchange. Language remained respected throughout the empire. Persian became official, yet locals retained dialects. Communication honored both unity and individuality. Empire preserved identity while encouraging interaction. Military integrated soldiers from many nations. Diverse troops contributed skills, strength, experience. Unity formed not by force but respect. Shared purpose guided successful Persian campaigns. Royal courts welcomed foreign dignitaries frequently. Envoys brought gifts, stories, and traditions. Diplomacy respected differences, built lasting alliances. Diversity became Persia's instrument of soft power. Crafts and trade reflected cultural blending. Textiles, pottery, and jewelry displayed fusion. Artisans celebrated variety, through enduring creation. Empire thrived on cooperative multiculturalism. Citizens felt pride in shared acceptance. Diversity did not weaken imperial structure. Rather, it strengthened society's cohesion deeply. Tolerance became hallmark of Persian rule. Cultural respect influenced neighboring civilizations profoundly. Other nations studied Persia's model of harmony. Empire became admired for enlightened policies. Legacy of tolerance endured through generations. This philosophy preserved peace across vast lands. People of many origins coexisted successfully. Empire stood strong through shared understanding. Diversity became Persia's defining enduring feature. Persian citizens carried responsibilities with pride. Service to empire was honorable duty. Men trained diligently for military campaigns. Discipline ensured strength across distant provinces. Soldiers guarded borders against invading forces. Mounted cavalry patrolled deserts and mountains. Infantry marched through plains maintaining order. Empire relied on readiness of its people. Training emphasized loyalty, courage, and precision. Drills prepared soldiers for both offense, defense. Veterans inspired younger recruits to excel. Military skill protected communities and trade. Taxation supported army, roads, and administration. Citizens contributed based on regional capacity. Payments collected fairly through structured satrap system. Wealth maintained empire's infrastructure and security. Civic duties included maintaining irrigation channels. Farmers repaired canals, ensuring fertile harvests. Communities built roads and bridges together. Public works strengthened economic and social life. Soldiers rotated between service and civilian work. Balance ensured both defense and productive economy. Empire depended on disciplined, versatile population. Duty extended beyond personal or family needs. Taxes reinforced unity and shared responsibility. Revenue funded governors, satraps, royal projects. People recognized contribution as necessary for stability. Compliance ensured Persia's functioning across vast lands. Every citizen had moral and legal obligations. Participation reinforced sense of belonging to empire. Rights and duties intertwined with imperial structure. Service promoted order and mutual respect consistently. Merchants contributed through commerce and taxes regularly. Trade caravans paid levies supporting roads. Economic obligations sustained empire's prosperity effectively. Responsibility became shared by all societal classes. Military campaigns involved coordination with local leaders. Satraps organized recruitment, supplies, and strategy. Empire maintained readiness while preserving peace. Civic structure balanced war and domestic life. Children trained in virtues of service early. Respect for authority shaped future citizen soldiers. Education prepared youth for dual responsibilities. Duty became natural part of daily life. Festivals honored contributions of soldiers, citizens alike. Recognition reinforced loyalty and collective identity. Communities celebrated shared work for empire. Morale strengthened across distant provinces consistently. Taxation funded art, science, religious institutions. Society flourished while contributing to empire's strength. Public service unified diverse populations effectively. Civic participation became mark of Persian pride. Empire thrived through balance of obligation. Duty ensured security, order, and prosperity. Military, taxes, and civic life intertwined. Responsibilities shaped foundation of Persian greatness. Persia became model of organized, disciplined society. Citizens understood importance of shared contribution. Collective effort sustained empire across continents. Service, duty, and taxation defined imperial power. The immortals stood as empire's elite. 1,000 soldiers maintained perfect strength. Each man trained rigorously for every battle. They guarded kings with unmatched loyalty always. Uniforms glimmered with polished metal armor. Weapons sharpened daily under careful supervision. Their discipline reflected Empire's highest standards. Soldiers feared nothing in Persia's vast army. Recruitment required skill, courage, and loyalty. Each candidate underwent tests of strength. Only the most exceptional earned induction. Immortals symbolized kings' unbreakable authority. They marched in synchrony across Empire's lands. Every movement displayed military precision perfectly. Enemies witnessed formidable disciplined force approaching. Morale among troops soared with coordinated drills. Kings relied on immortals during campaigns. They protected sovereigns from internal threats. Loyalty ensured leadership remained firmly intact. Trust flowed between ruler and elite guard. Immortals operated both as shock troops. They held lines against overwhelming enemy numbers. Their presence boosted Persian forces' confidence greatly. Victory often depended on their unwavering strength. Ceremonial duties honored kings and festivals. Immortals participated in royal processions proudly. Their visibility symbolized Empire's supreme power. Cultural significance matched military importance equally. Weapons included spears, bows, and swords. Training emphasized versatility in combat scenarios. Flexibility allowed rapid response to threats. Skill ensured dominance on battlefield consistently. Strategic positioning made immortals highly effective. They often formed spearhead in assaults. Defensive operations showcased discipline under pressure. Tactics reflected centuries of learned experience. Immortals maintained readiness during peacetime always. Daily drills preserved coordination and endurance. Physical and mental preparation were paramount. Empire depended on their constant vigilance. Kings trusted immortals above all others. They acted as advisors during military campaigns. Commanders relied on judgment and loyalty. Their counsel guided Persia through dangerous conflicts. Symbolic presence boosted morale across armies. Soldiers aspired to emulate their devotion. Unity strengthened through shared admiration and respect. Immortals inspired loyalty throughout Persian ranks. Elite guard trained in all weather conditions. Deserts, mountains, and plains shaped resilience. Endurance matched skill through continuous effort. Preparation ensured success in diverse battlefields. Legends praised immortals' courage and consistency. Stories spread of their heroic deeds widely. Legacy endured as symbol of royal protection. History remembered them as eternal warriors. The immortals embodied Persia's military philosophy. Discipline, loyalty, skill, and honor combined. They represented Empire's strength in human form. Power flowed through their unwavering dedication. Darius united diverse forces under command. Persians, Medes, and allies trained together. Each contingent contributed unique military skills. Unity formed backbone of Empire's power. Medes brought cavalry with unmatched swiftness. Their horses dominated open-field battlefield maneuvers. Speed and mobility reinforced Persian strategic strength. Allies adapted quickly to imperial formations. Subject nations provided specialized troops regularly. Archers, engineers, and infantry strengthened armies. Skillful coordination amplified overall military effectiveness. Diversity became Persia's tactical advantage decisively. Persians led disciplined corps of soldiers. Training emphasized precision, loyalty, and strength. Their experience guided combined multinational campaigns. Strategy depended on unified command structure. Languages, customs, and tactics blended seamlessly. Communication ensured orders reached every soldier. Cultural differences were respected but integrated. Harmony maintained operational efficiency across units. Military drills emphasized cohesion and discipline. Each soldier understood role within formation. Coordination between contingents became battle-winning skill. Unity transformed diversity into formidable strength. Allied contingents reinforced Persian immortals' presence. Elite and auxiliary troops supported each other. Combined forces overwhelmed enemies on multiple fronts. Synergy magnified Empire's battlefield effectiveness. Leaders studied strengths of each group. Commanders deployed troops according to specialties. Strategy accounted for terrain, numbers, and skill. Every maneuver relied on collaborative execution. Regional contributions strengthened logistics and supply chains. Caravans brought provisions from across empire. Sustained armies required careful planning and coordination. Combined resources supported campaigns over long distances. Naval units often included subject populations. Coastal communities provided sailors and ships. Persia integrated maritime skills from conquered lands. Combined fleets extended empire's operational reach. Training camps fostered shared identity among soldiers. Friendships formed despite differing languages and customs. Unity instilled pride in serving empire collectively. Morale remained high through mutual respect. Festivals honored contributions of all nations. Ceremonies reinforced loyalty to king and empire. Recognition strengthened bonds between soldiers and rulers. Cultural integration enhanced military cohesion overall. Strategic flexibility depended on diverse manpower. Commanders could adapt to any battlefield scenario. Variety of skills allowed creative deployment. Combined forces became Persia's military advantage. Rebellion risk minimized through inclusive recruitment policies. Subject nations felt invested in empire's success. Loyalty arose from respect and shared purpose. Empire endured because people supported military integration. Combined forces shaped Persia's legendary campaigns. Victory was achieved through cooperation and discipline. Strength flowed from unity in diversity. Multinational armies became hallmark of Persian strategy. Persian commanders studied battlefield with precision. Terrain dictated every tactical decision carefully. Armies deployed strategically for a maximum advantage. Victory relied on planning and coordination. Infantry formed disciplined, tightly packed formations. Spearmen created impenetrable defensive walls effectively. Cavalry maneuvered swiftly around enemy flanks. Mobility complemented stability on open plains. Archers rained arrows from elevated positions. Volley attacks weakened enemy lines rapidly. Combined arms maximized destructive battlefield impact. Coordination required disciplined communication across units. Sieges relied on engineering skill and patience. Towering walls faced battering rams and ladders. Persian engineers devised siege engines ingeniously. Strategy balanced force and calculated timing. Trenches and fortifications protected attacking forces. Supply lines maintained constant flow of provisions. Morale remained high through organized logistics. Planning ensured success against formidable city defenses. Psychological warfare intimidated opposing commanders carefully. Messages and displays showcased Persia's overwhelming strength. Intimidation reduced resistance before engagement began. Fear became strategic tool of empire. Scouting units surveyed terrain ahead meticulously. They reported enemy strength and positions accurately. Knowledge allowed commanders to exploit weaknesses. Intelligence shaped deployment across wide battlefields. Combined forces executed flanking maneuvers masterfully. Cavalry attacked from unexpected directions decisively. Infantry pressed forward, maintaining formation integrity. Coordination turned strategy into tangible victory. Sieges often included negotiation and diplomacy. Persia offered leniency to compliant cities. Strategic mercy avoided unnecessary destruction wisely. Conquest emphasized control with minimal resistance. Flexible tactics adjusted to each enemy's approach. Rivals faced adaptive strategies with no surprise. Empire's military learned from every engagement. Continuous improvement strengthened battlefield effectiveness permanently. Communication lines ensured orders reached every soldier. Signals, messengers, and drums guided coordinated actions. Timely execution determined success or failure. Discipline transformed strategy into battlefield reality. Fortified cities tested Persian patience extensively. Sieges could last months under careful planning. Engineers solved challenges with creativity and skill. Innovation became hallmark of Persian military. Commanders emphasized minimizing Persian casualties always. Efficiency valued as much as swift victory. Human life preserved to maintain empire strength. Mercy combined with discipline shaped campaigns. Victory celebrations honored tactical brilliance collectively. Leaders and soldiers shared recognition and rewards. Success reinforced loyalty to king and army. Morale boosted for future campaigns and sieges. Persian strategies blended aggression, patience, and intelligence. Every decision aimed at decisive, lasting impact. Empire strength emerged from careful preparation. Strategy defined power of Persian military. Persian armies marched across vast continents. Asia, Africa, and Europe felt expansion. Darius and Xerxes led ambitious campaigns. Empire stretched boundaries farther than ever before. Conquests began in heart of Iran. Neighboring regions fell under Persian influence. Local rulers submitted through diplomacy and force. Territory expanded strategically across diverse lands. Egypt became jewel in southern dominion. Nile Valley provided wealth, grain, and stability. Persian governance respected ancient traditions carefully. Cultural integration secured loyalty efficiently. Anatolia and Asia Minor submitted gradually. Lydia, Phrygia, and coastal cities surrendered. Trade routes connected Europe to empire seamlessly. Resources and manpower flowed from conquered lands. Mesopotamia remained vital for imperial control. Tigris and Euphrates valleys supported armies. Irrigation sustained cities and farmland effectively. Empire thrived through administration and agriculture combined. Central Asia offered horses and cavalry units. Nomadic skills enhanced Persian battlefield mobility. Territories served as strategic buffer zones. Expansion secured northern frontiers successfully. Europe faced challenges from Greek city-states. Persian campaigns tested armies' coordination and discipline. Battles in the Aegean and coastlines intensified. Victory required careful strategy and resilience. Expansion demanded efficient logistics across deserts. Supplies transported through mountains, rivers, and roads. Coordination maintained army readiness and morale. Empire strength relied on disciplined infrastructure. Naval campaigns supported continental ambitions consistently. Persians projected power across seas with fleets. Coastal cities often negotiated peaceful submission. Strategy combined diplomacy, land, and naval might. Western Asia yielded wealth and manpower crucially. Tribute funded further campaigns and military endeavors. Satraps collected taxes, ensuring empire stability. Resources fueled expansion across diverse regions. Persian culture spread alongside imperial influence. Cities adopted administration, language, and customs. Integration preserved identity while fostering unity. Empire's expansion blended force and diplomacy seamlessly. Borders stretched thousands of miles in distance. Diversity increased with every newly conquered region. Governance ensured stability through local collaboration. Expansion strengthened empire's geopolitical dominance permanently. Army movements shaped entire regions politically. Conquest influenced neighboring civilizations and alliances. Persian influence extended beyond immediate territories. Empire became power spanning 3 continents. Expansion left enduring cultural and political legacy. Trade, religion, and art traveled with armies. Distant regions connected through Persian administration. Empire's reach inspired all throughout known world. Leadership balanced ambition with practical governance carefully. Darius and successors implemented systems for control. Military expansion coupled with administrative innovation. Empire endured through organized growth across continents. Persians built fleets to dominate Mediterranean waters. Ships bristled with soldiers, archers, and marines. Naval power extended empire's influence globally. Control of seas supported land campaigns efficiently. Shipyards thrived along Persian coastal cities. Craftsmen constructed triremes and larger vessels. Engineering ensured speed, strength, and durability. Ships became symbol of imperial authority. Sailors trained for coordinated maneuvers carefully. Rowers synchronized under strict military discipline. Commanders directed fleets across treacherous waters. Precision determined success in naval battles. Persia confronted Greek city-states repeatedly. Athens, Sparta, and coastal colonies resisted fiercely. Conflicts tested strategy, seamanship, and endurance. Every encounter shaped empire's maritime reputation. Major battles included Marathon and Salamis famously. Persian fleets faced superior Greek tactics effectively. Defeat at Salamis preserved Greek independence. Naval strategy demanded adaptation and swift response. Logistics maintained fleets across vast distances. Supplies, provisions, and reinforcements traveled steadily. Coordination ensured operational readiness for campaigns. Empire relied on naval communication and transport. Allied coastal nations provided support willingly. Phoenicians, Egyptians, and others contributed ships. Persia integrated maritime knowledge from diverse peoples. Combined skills enhanced effectiveness of fleet operations. Naval blockades pressured enemy cities strategically. Persian fleets controlled trade routes and access. Economic leverage complemented military objectives efficiently. Seas became extension of imperial authority. Amphibious operations supported invasions of Greek territories. Troops transported safely for coordinated assaults. Timing and weather influenced every campaign. Naval commanders planned meticulously before engagement. Training emphasized endurance and disciplined rowing. Sailors endured storms and long voyages. Skill ensured survival and operational success. Maritime mastery reflected empire's organized strength. Persians adapted tactics after encountering Greek forces. Learning shaped subsequent campaigns and maneuvers. Innovation became key in naval confrontations. Experience strengthened resilience across future conflicts. Naval warfare displayed power and empire's reach. Ships projected authority across islands and coasts. Control of seas reinforced empire's dominance. Persian influence extended beyond land boundaries. Conflicts with Greeks revealed strengths, weaknesses alike. Lessons informed military strategy and preparation. Empires endured through adaptation and resilience. Knowledge gained shaped Persia's long-term power. Naval achievements complemented Persian army's supremacy. Combined forces projected force on multiple fronts. Integration of land and sea ensured control. Maritime strength defined empire's strategic capability. Despite setbacks, Persia maintained formidable naval fleet. Legacy influenced future Mediterranean naval strategies. Empire's maritime ambition reflected imperial vision. Sea power became hallmark of Persian military. Ionia bristled under Persian imperial rule. Greek cities resented heavy taxation and oversight. Desire for independence sparked early rebellions. Tensions simmered across Asia Minor's coastlines. Ionian leaders united against distant governors. Cities coordinated to resist Persian authority. Athens and Eretria sent support willingly. Alliance strengthened hope for regional autonomy. Persian satraps struggled to maintain control. Military forces patrolled rebellious urban centers. Resistance tested loyalty of provincial administrators. Conflict revealed cracks in imperial governance. Burning of Sardis shocked the empire deeply. Persian response came swiftly and decisively. Vengeance targeted rebels and allied Greek cities. Punishment demonstrated strength and instilled fear. Naval engagements occurred along coastal waters strategically. Ionian fleets clashed with Persian ships cautiously. Experience exposed strengths and weaknesses on both sides. Sea power became essential in early campaigns. Internal divisions among Ionians weakened resistance eventually. Some cities surrendered under Persian pressure. Fragmentation undermined revolt's long-term objectives. Rebellion ultimately failed. though spirit endured. Greek support inspired wider awareness of Persia. Athens learned lessons in military cooperation. Ionia's revolt foreshadowed larger continental conflicts. Tensions escalated between East and West deliberately. Persians tightened control along rebellious provinces. Satraps enforced loyalty through taxation and garrisons. Administration became more centralized after revolt's failure. Experience shaped imperial strategy against Greek cities. The revolt revealed strategic importance of Asia Minor. Control over trade routes influenced Persian policies. Economic and military factors intertwined in conflict. Persia realized Greek opposition could not be ignored. Rebel leaders faced exile, imprisonment, or death. Punishment reinforced kings' absolute authority firmly. Yet memory of revolt inspired future resistance. Legacy endured in Greek collective memory strongly. Diplomacy failed to prevent open conflict. Persian expansion met cultural and political resistance. East and West prepared for inevitable clashes. Ionian revolt became opening chapter in wars. Early battles showcased courage and determination of Greeks. Despite limited numbers, cities resisted empire's might. Lessons learned shaped future military strategies. Bravery became legendary across Mediterranean narratives. Persian response emphasized both punishment and strategic control. Satraps enforced obedience while protecting trade routes. Empire balanced fear and governance carefully. Ionia remained tense, yet economically vital region. Conflict foreshadowed larger confrontations across Aegean. Ionian revolt ignited centuries-long cultural rivalry. East and West prepared for sustained struggle. Tensions escalated into monumental historical wars. Persian forces advanced toward Athenian plains swiftly. Thousands of soldiers marched under imperial banners. Darius sought to punish Athens decisively. Revenge for Ionian revolt-fueled campaign. Athenian hoplites prepared with disciplined precision. Marathon's terrain favored defensive Greek formations. Phalanx lines held tightly against overwhelming numbers. Strategy emphasized cohesion, courage, and endurance. Persians relied on cavalry and archers extensively. Their experience spanned many conquered territories. Numbers provided confidence, but required coordination. Greek defenses countered skill with steadfast discipline. The battle began with thunderous clashes suddenly. Spears collided, shields rang, dust rose. Each man fought for city and freedom. Valor defined the outcome on open fields. Athenian generals exploited Persian overconfidence carefully. Flanking maneuvers targeted exposed enemy formations. Tactical brilliance disrupted empire's numerical advantage. Precision outweighed brute strength in decisive action. Persians struggled to adapt to terrain challenges. Marathon's marshes hindered cavalry deployment efficiently. Greek knowledge of land proved crucial strategically. Local advantage shaped course of conflict profoundly. Momentum shifted as Athenians pressed forward relentlessly. Morale soared while Persian forces wavered. Discipline held line, despite overwhelming enemy numbers. Victory became tangible through coordinated efforts. Casualties were heavy on Persian side largely. Thousands fell, while Greeks remained comparatively minimal. Athenian victory shocked empire and allies alike. Tactical brilliance reshaped perception of Persian invincibility. Marathon became symbol of courage and independence. Stories celebrated bravery across Greece for centuries. Heroes inspired future generations to resist oppression. Legacy endured as legendary military triumph. Athenians reinforced city defenses after battle. Preparation ensured future readiness against invasion attempts. Strategic lessons informed Greek and Persian commanders. Knowledge of battlefield became key historical asset. Persian retreat demonstrated limits of empire's reach. Logistics, terrain, and local resistance constrained expansion. Experience highlighted importance of strategy over numbers. Empire adjusted tactics in subsequent campaigns. Athens sent runners to announce victory widely. News spread across Greek city-states rapidly. Celebration strengthened unity and civic pride nationally. Marathon's legend became integral to Greek identity. Battle emphasized courage, innovation, and leadership's importance. Each soldier played a critical role in victory. Coordination between generals and hoplites ensured success. Discipline proved decisive against larger imperial army. Persian defeat fueled Xerxes' future revenge plans. Empire's pride demanded further campaigns against Greece. Marathon became prelude to larger confrontations looming. East-West rivalry intensified over following decades. Xerxes led massive armies into Greece boldly. Thousands of soldiers crossed mountains and rivers. Empire sought revenge for Persian defeat previously. East and West prepared for epic struggle. Thermopylae became stage for a heroic resistance. King Leonidas led few Spartan warriors bravely. Narrow pass neutralized Persian numerical advantage. Strategy and courage defined initial confrontation. For 3 days Greeks held position resolutely. Persians pressed forward but faced strong resistance. Spartan discipline inspired other Hellenic cities. Sacrifice became legendary symbol of courage. Betrayal revealed secret path around mountains. Persian forces encircled Greeks from behind. Spartans fought to last man courageously. Thermopylae fell, yet legacy endured forever. Xerxes advanced south toward Athens cautiously. Greek cities evacuated civilians and treasures. Persian armies marched through abandoned lands. Destruction followed, but resistance persisted strategically. Salamis became decisive naval confrontation shortly after. Greek fleet, smaller, yet expertly maneuvered. Narrow straits hindered Persian larger ships. Strategy turned disadvantage into critical advantage. Greek commanders lured Persians into tight waters. Triremes rammed, soldiers fought with precision. Chaos ensued among overconfident imperial fleet. Victory relied on skill and intimate knowledge. Persian navy suffered devastating losses dramatically. Thousands of soldiers drowned or captured swiftly. Xerxes' invasion began to falter significantly. Naval defeat altered course of war decisively. Xerxes retreated northward to Asia promptly. Remaining armies struggled with morale and logistics. Greek independence preserved despite temporary land occupation. Resilience ensured continuation of Hellenic freedom. Thermopylae inspired stories of ultimate heroism. Salamis displayed genius in naval strategy. East and West witnessed courage against overwhelming odds. Legends cemented in history and literature. Greek unity strengthened after Xerxes' retreat. Cities realized strength of coordinated defense. Alliances formed for future confrontations decisively. Collective identity solidified through shared struggle. Persian ambition faced natural and human obstacles. Geography, leadership, and morale shaped outcomes. Empire learned limitations of projecting power overseas. Experience influenced future military campaigns heavily. Historians remembered sacrifice and strategic brilliance. Thermopylae and Salamis became symbols of resilience. Lessons endured for centuries in military studies. Conflict defined character of East-West rivalry. Xerxes' invasion altered Mediterranean power dynamics. Greek independence influenced culture, politics, and trade. Empires recognized limits despite overwhelming numerical strength. War highlighted strategy, courage, and determination. The Aegean became contested maritime frontier fiercely. Greek city-states sought control over vital waters. Persia aimed to expand influence strategically. Trade and security shaped every political move. Naval supremacy determined power in the region. Persian fleets patrolled islands and coastal cities. Greek triremes defended independent territories boldly. Battles reflected skill, tactics, and courage. Alliances shifted frequently among competing cities. Athens and Sparta balanced against Persian threat. Island communities negotiated loyalty for protection. Dynamism defined politics across the archipelago. Tribute and trade routes fueled Persian ambitions. Control of grain and metals was critical. Economic interest drove military and diplomatic campaigns. Influence extended wherever commerce and fleets reached. Frequent skirmishes tested fleet coordination regularly. Commanders refined strategies with each engagement. Lessons learned shaped future naval confrontations. Aegean became proving ground for empire's power. Greek resilience frustrated Persian expansion consistently. Small forces exploited knowledge of local geography. Narrow straits and hidden channels favored defenders. Tactics evolved to exploit empire's weaknesses carefully. Persian satraps attempted diplomacy alongside threats. Gifts, marriage alliances, and intimidation combined effectively. Some islands submitted without bloodshed strategically. Others resisted fiercely through courage and planning. Control of coastal cities influenced inland politics. Persian governors monitored trade, taxation, and loyalty. Local rulers balanced independence with pragmatic submission. Empire integrated territories while maintaining stability. Naval logistics remained critical for sustained campaigns. Supply lines protected by fleets ensured readiness. Coordination of land and sea shaped strategy. Operational success relied on constant oversight. Hellenic city-states exchanged intelligence secretly often. Spies and scouts reported Persian movements regularly. Information shaped defense and diplomatic decisions wisely. Knowledge became weapon in struggle for dominance. Conflict inspired military innovation among all sides. Trireme design improved. Maneuver tactics refined consistently. Persians adapted siege techniques for island fortresses. Aegean warfare became laboratory of strategic ideas. Skirmishes maintained tension across every island. Minor victories shifted alliances temporarily. Cultural pride fueled resistance against Persian control. Independence remained central to Greek identity. Economic sanctions and blockades influenced loyalties. Trade interruptions pressured neutral or wavering communities. Persia leveraged wealth to strengthen political influence. Commerce and strategy intertwined throughout conflicts. Victory and defeat alternated across decades gradually. No single power dominated consistently over time. Struggle emphasized endurance, adaptability, and intelligence. Aegean remained contested despite Persian resources. Maritime dominance shaped long-term regional relations. Control of sea lanes defined political clout. Persia's reach was impressive yet incomplete. Greek resilience prevented absolute imperial authority. The struggle influenced East-West power balance. Conflict molded alliances, trade networks, and culture. Aegean history reflected enduring clash of civilizations. Empire and city-states tested strategy and courage. Greco-Persian wars shaped centuries of interaction. East and West learned mutual strengths quickly. Cultural exchange followed conflict across Mediterranean. Trade, ideas, and diplomacy intertwined permanently. Greek political systems inspired civic governance ideas. Democracy influenced thinking across broader territories. Philosophy and art spread westward gradually. Education and knowledge crossed cultural boundaries freely. Persian administration influenced neighboring civilizations' governance. Satrap systems inspired regional political organization. Taxation and law structures traveled eastward. Empire left enduring administrative blueprint historically. Military lessons shaped future campaigns extensively. East and West studied strategy and tactics. Naval and land innovations spread widely. Wars became case studies for generations later. Economic networks connected distant regions effectively. Trade routes expanded through diplomacy and protection. Goods and ideas moved along imperial highways. Commerce fostered interdependence across cultures steadily. Conflicts reinforced identity and cultural pride deeply. Greek independence celebrated civic achievement repeatedly. Persian expansion reflected organizational and strategic power. Legacies influenced regional self-perception and ambitions. East and West developed cautious respect mutually. Diplomacy became essential alongside military strength. Future alliances considered historical rivalries carefully. Political strategy incorporated lessons of past conflicts. Cultural exchanges influenced art, literature, and science. Architecture reflected blended Greek and Persian influences. Knowledge transfer shaped philosophy and technology significantly. Education bridged divides across diverse populations. Historians recorded wars as defining moments. East-West interactions studied for insights continually. Conflict created lasting narratives and legends worldwide. Memory shaped political and cultural identity. Persian tolerance inspired respect for local customs. Greek resilience highlighted importance of unity. Lessons endured in literature and oral tradition. War shaped perception of empire and freedom. East-West trade networks flourished post-conflict gradually. Economic cooperation emerged despite previous military tensions. Ideas, goods, and culture traveled unimpeded. Peaceful interaction strengthened civilizations over time. Military campaigns taught importance of alliances strategically. Coalitions became necessary to maintain stability. Shared experiences forged networks for future generations. Collaboration became lesson from centuries-long conflict. Geopolitical boundaries evolved from war's outcomes. Persian influence contracted, yet inspired future empires. Greek city-states gained confidence and resilience. Balance of power became central historical theme. Long-term relations influenced diplomacy for centuries. Trust, caution, and respect guided East-West engagement. History recorded consequences of ambition and strategy. Wars shaped legacy of civilizations permanently. Persepolis rose as symbol of empire. Grand palaces reflected power and ambition. Columns soared above ceremonial courtyards proudly. Royal inscriptions honored kings and achievements. Pasargadae became Cyrus' monumental foundation. Gardens, tombs, and halls blended beauty. Design reflected harmony with surrounding nature. Architecture expressed authority and imperial vision. Susa thrived as administrative and cultural hub. Palaces overlooked bustling markets and plazas. City connected Persia with distant provinces. Governance and culture intertwined through urban planning. Capitals showcased Persian artistic sophistication impressively. Stonework displayed intricate carving and craftsmanship. Reliefs depicted kings, soldiers, and subjects. Stories of conquest immortalized on walls. Grand staircases guided visitors to throne rooms. Processions unfolded with ceremonial elegance daily. Architectural symmetry reflected cosmic and political order. Design emphasized power and spiritual legitimacy. Columns carved with guardians and mythical creatures. Support and decoration merged seamlessly in stone. Palatial halls inspired or in awe visitors. Monuments projected unity and royal authority. Royal audience halls hosted dignitaries and envoys. Persian kings displayed wealth through opulent decoration. Ceremonies impressed allies and subjects alike. Architecture communicated dominance without uttering a word. City layouts reflected administrative efficiency carefully. Roads connected palace, treasury, and temples. Governance intertwined with urban organization harmoniously. Capitals demonstrated empires, organizational brilliance. Gardens, fountains, and terraces adorned palaces. Water features symbolized life and abundance. Natural elements integrated with monumental architecture. Luxury blended with practicality in imperial design. Artisans used stone, wood, and metal skillfully. Workshops produced objects for both function and beauty. Decorative motifs conveyed culture and mythology. Innovation matched aesthetic and structural demands. Religious and ceremonial spaces held symbolic meaning. Zoroastrian influence reflected in sacred structures. Rituals performed in grand halls regularly. Architecture enhanced spiritual and political experience. Capitals represented Persia's connection to distant lands. Foreign gifts displayed in central halls proudly. Diversity showcased within imperial architectural vision. Empire united through symbolic monumental constructions. Historical records preserved through inscriptions on walls. Kings' achievements and genealogy celebrated publicly. Capitals became centers of memory and power. Stone conveyed legacy across generations deliberately. Visitors marveled at scale and grandeur constantly. Cities reflected pride, culture, and engineering mastery. Persepolis, Pasargadae, and Susa inspired awe. Legacy endured through ruins and historical accounts. Urban planning influenced later empires significantly. Greek and Roman architects studied Persian models. Imperial capitals became benchmarks for grandeur. Persian vision shaped future architectural traditions globally. Persian reliefs depicted kings and royal ceremonies. Soldiers, attendants, and tribute bearers featured prominently. Stone carvings captured both history and symbolism. Art communicated power without written words. Columns rose with elegance and structural strength. Fluted shafts supported massive roofs gracefully. Design combined aesthetic beauty and functionality. Imperial halls inspired awe and reverence. Gateways marked entrances to palaces and cities. Monumental doors conveyed authority to all visitors. Guardians carved in stone flanked passageways. Architecture symbolized protection and imperial grandeur. Reliefs narrated Persian victories over distant lands. Processions and offerings immortalized on palace walls. Stories preserved for generations through intricate carving. Art became both decorative and historical record. Columns reflected celestial, order, and cosmic symbolism. Animals, mythical creatures adorned capitals beautifully. Structural and ornamental purposes blended seamlessly together. Engineers and artists collaborated in perfect harmony. Gateways often aligned with cardinal directions carefully. Persian architects emphasized symmetry and spatial awareness. Visitors experienced ceremony through movement and perspective. Design created grandeur even before entering halls. Stoneworkers displayed mastery of scale and proportion. Each carving required precision and steady craftsmanship. Durability ensured monuments lasted centuries remarkably. Artisans' skill reflected empire's resources and vision. Reliefs conveyed diplomacy and tribute from conquered regions. Diverse peoples represented, showing imperial reach widely. Symbolism reinforced loyalty and obedience to kings. Art became a subtle form of propaganda. Columns often decorated with intricate floral motifs. Symbolic animals reinforced royal power and protection. Ceilings rested on ornately carved capitals carefully. Architecture balanced strength, beauty, and meaning effortlessly. Gateways served as ceremonial and defensive structures. Processions passed beneath them during royal rituals. Strategic positioning impressed both subjects and envoys. Monumental entrances reinforced kings' authority visually. Reliefs captured details of clothing, weapons, and culture. Historians gained insight into Persian society extensively. Art preserved traditions for future generations. Visual storytelling blended artistry with documentation. Columns varied in height and spacing deliberately. Spatial rhythm guided eye through monumental halls. Balance between decoration and function was achieved. Design influenced later civilizations' architectural norms. Gateways sometimes featured inscriptions honoring royal lineage. Kings' accomplishments recorded on massive stone surfaces. Symbols reinforced empire's legitimacy and divine favor. Architecture communicated messages across generations silently. Reliefs, columns, and gateways exemplified Persian artistry. Monuments showcased technical skill and aesthetic vision. Architecture embodied empire's wealth, power, and culture. Legacy endured through surviving ruins and imagery. Persian gardens embodied harmony and divine order. Water channels reflected sun and sky perfectly. Paths and terraces guided visitors through beauty. Gardens became symbols of royal paradise. Trees and flowers arranged geometrically and carefully. Cypress, pomegranate, and fruit trees flourished. Aromatic plants enhanced sensory experience profoundly. Design emphasized balance between nature and architecture. Water played central role in garden layouts. Fountains, pools, and streams cooled surrounding spaces. Irrigation sustained life in arid regions expertly. Water symbolized abundance, purity, and divine blessing. Gardens served both leisure and ceremonial purposes. Kings strolled while receiving diplomats gracefully. Spaces hosted celebrations, music, and poetry regularly. Design combined functionality with aesthetic pleasure. Quadrilateral design reflected Zoroastrian cosmic principles. For sectors symbolized earth, water, fire, air. Symmetry reinforced spiritual and physical harmony. Garden layouts embodied order and perfection. Persian gardens influenced architecture and urban planning. Courtyards, terraces, and irrigation integrated seamlessly. Design spread across empire and beyond boundaries. Legacy-inspired gardens in India and Europe. Shaded walkways provided comfort during hot summers. Pavilions allowed contemplation and relaxation under trees. Visitors experienced peace and royal sophistication continually. Nature and human creativity merged effortlessly. Gardens displayed wealth, taste, and imperial authority. Exotic plants and ornate structures impressed observers. Art and horticulture combined to celebrate power. Luxury reflected mastery over land and resources. Seasonal blooms ensured year-round visual delight. Colors, scents, and textures changed gradually. Persian gardeners mastered timing and selection. Sensory experience designed to uplift spirits consistently. Gardens incorporated sacred and symbolic elements thoughtfully. Sacred plants reflected divine favor and protection. Paths aligned with cardinal directions deliberately. Space balanced ritual, aesthetics, and practical use. Water management showcased engineering excellence in gardens. Channels distributed life-giving water across terraces. Irrigation supported agriculture and ceremonial spaces alike. Technology merged with artistry seamlessly and beautifully. Persian gardens inspired later Islamic paradise concepts. Quadripartite Chaharbog reflected celestial design principles. Cultural and architectural influence spread widely. Gardens became emblem of harmony and spirituality. Royal gardens fostered relaxation, diplomacy, and inspiration. Ambassadors, poets, and scholars enjoyed serene spaces. Design reinforced kings' power subtly and beautifully. Gardens exemplified Persia's cultural sophistication vividly. Legacy of Persian gardens endures through time. Influence seen in India's Mughal gardens elegantly. Design principles echoed across centuries and continents. Paradise gardens remain testament to Persian vision. Persian scholars studied stars and celestial patterns. Astronomy guided calendars and agricultural planning precisely. Observatories tracked planets, sun, and moon carefully. Knowledge informed both science and governance effectively. Mathematics advanced to support construction projects efficiently. Engineers calculated dimensions for palaces and canals. Precision ensured monumental architecture and irrigation success. Numbers shaped both practical and ceremonial purposes. Persians developed early systems of record-keeping. Cuneiform tablets preserved laws, trade, and events. Bureaucracy maintained empire across vast distances. Administration depended on documentation and reliable reports. Calendars synchronized festivals, taxes, and agricultural cycles. Astronomical observations guided ceremonial and civic life. Timekeeping supported economy, governance, and military needs. Knowledge connected cosmos with daily Persian life. Satrapies relied on standardized administrative procedures consistently. Governors reported to king regularly and precisely. Empire functioned efficiently across diverse territories. Organization became model for later civilizations. Medical knowledge advanced through empirical observation carefully. Herbs and treatments recorded systematically for use. Health practices combined traditional and practical insights. Science improved lives while supporting empire's workforce. Roads and communication enhanced administrative efficiency profoundly. Royal messengers transported decrees and intelligence quickly. Logistics maintained control over remote provinces reliably. Coordination depended on innovation and discipline. Persian architects used geometry for urban planning. City layouts reflected symmetry and functional design. Infrastructure balanced beauty with practicality effectively. Science and engineering intertwined seamlessly in projects. Astronomy influenced religion, agriculture, and navigation consistently. Celestial events guided rituals and festivals annually. Knowledge shaped perception of order in empire. Empirical observation became cornerstone of governance. Bureaucracy trained scribes and officials extensively. Education ensured competence across empire's administration. Skill and loyalty maintained imperial stability successfully. Administration became backbone of Persian power. Astronomical knowledge informed Persian navigation for trade. Maritime expeditions relied on stars and landmarks. Science supported economic expansion across seas. Empire integrated knowledge into practical application. Records of law, trade, and tribute preserved. Cuneiform tablets documented empire's complexity comprehensively. Administration created accountability and continuity systematically. Governance relied on structure and written evidence. Calendars coordinated harvests, festivals, and taxation efficiently. Timekeeping linked economic and ceremonial life. Knowledge of seasons supported stability and prosperity. Science guided daily life and imperial planning. Persian contributions influenced later Hellenistic and Islamic knowledge. Mathematics, astronomy, and administration inspired future scholars. Empire's legacy persisted in scientific and civic fields. Advances ensured Persia's historical significance enduringly. Persian Empire encompassed diverse regions and peoples. Egypt, Mesopotamia, Anatolia contributed traditions uniquely. Local customs merged with imperial policies seamlessly. Culture blended under Persian oversight carefully. Art reflected Egyptian, Mesopotamian, and Persian motifs. Architecture incorporated columns, reliefs, and symbols. Design harmonized diverse aesthetic influences elegantly. Monuments became visual records of fusion. Administrative practices adopted local governance structures. Satraps balanced imperial authority with local traditions. Taxation, law, and bureaucracy integrated smoothly. Empire valued regional knowledge and expertise. Religious tolerance encouraged cultural coexistence widely. Zoroastrian, Egyptian, and Mesopotamian beliefs coexisted. Sacred practices continued under imperial supervision. Diversity strengthened loyalty to the throne. Trade connected cities across continents efficiently. Goods, ideas, and crafts traveled extensively. Merchants exchanged techniques and artistic inspiration. Economic networks reinforced cultural integration effectively. Festivals and ceremonies incorporated regional traditions thoughtfully. Persian kings attended local religious events proudly. Celebrations reinforced unity while respecting diversity. Empire balanced symbolism with political pragmatism. Education and scholarship reflected blended influences deliberately. Astronomy, mathematics, and literature drew on multiple sources. Knowledge preserved and expanded across cultures. Learning became universal within imperial boundaries. Architecture illustrated synthesis of techniques and styles. Temples, palaces, and monuments merged influences gracefully. Local labor and artisans contributed expertise. Innovation emerged from multicultural collaboration consistently. Language and script facilitated administration and communication. Aramaic became lingua franca across provinces. Cultural exchange accelerated governance and trade efficiency. Communication bridged geographic and ethnic divides. Military incorporated soldiers from diverse regions effectively. Persians, Medes, Egyptians, Anatolians served jointly. Training integrated local techniques and experience. Strategy relied on collective skills and loyalty. Artisans produced objects combining regional techniques beautifully. Pottery, metalwork, and textiles reflected blended traditions. Craftsmanship expressed both function and aesthetic value. Culture thrived through shared creative heritage. Legal codes integrated local customs respectfully. Laws balanced tradition with imperial authority fairly. Justice adapted to diverse populations carefully. Administration maintained legitimacy across vast territories. Marriage and diplomacy encouraged cultural exchange deliberately. Alliances blended families and traditions strategically. Political stability reinforced through social integration. Empire strength and cohesion without erasing diversity. Urban planning merged architectural norms from multiple regions. City layouts reflected Persian, Mesopotamian, Egyptian principles. Infrastructure facilitated administration, trade, and culture. Design ensured functionality and symbolic meaning. Persian cultural policy promoted unity with flexibility. Respect for local identity maintained loyalty effectively. Empire celebrated diversity as strength and stability. Blending enriched art, science, and governance profoundly. Legacy of cultural fusion endured through centuries. Influence shaped Hellenistic, Roman, and Islamic civilizations. Persian model demonstrated tolerance and pragmatic integration. East and West learned from blended traditions. Achaemenid Empire faced unrest from within. Satraps gained power, challenging central authority. Corruption and rivalry weakened imperial cohesion slowly. Internal conflicts drained resources and focus continually. Provincial governors acted independently and boldly. Loyalty to the king diminished steadily. Civil disputes undermined empire's structural integrity. Persian unity faltered under internal pressure. Revolts emerged in distant provinces frequently. Local populations resisted taxation and administration. Military garrisons struggled to maintain order. Central authority became increasingly ceremonial. Kings attempted reforms to regain control. Measures often failed against entrenched regional powers. Administrative inefficiency slowed decision-making severely. Empire's governance became fragmented over decades. Economic strain intensified political instability rapidly. Tribute collection weakened as provinces resisted. Wealth concentrated in capitals, neglecting peripheries. Resources failed to sustain growing bureaucracy effectively. Court intrigue and succession crises destabilized monarchy. Kings faced plots from ambitious nobles. Power struggles distracted from external threats. Political focus fragmented dangerously across empire. Military loyalty fluctuated during regional tensions. Satraps withheld troops for personal ambitions. Central army weakened by divided command. Strategic decisions suffered under competing interests. Provincial autonomy encouraged cultural and political divergence. Local leaders strengthened traditions and governance practices. Empire's diversity became a source of tension. Unity eroded slowly, but perceptibly. Diplomatic relations suffered from internal uncertainty. Allies questioned Persian reliability and strength. Neighboring states exploited visible weaknesses actively. Empire's influence diminished beyond its borders. Administrative reforms were inconsistent and poorly enforced. Laws varied between provinces, causing confusion. Communication gaps hindered effective governance systematically. Authority relied more on prestige than power. Satrapal ambition often led to outright rebellion. Kings had to negotiate or suppress carefully. Every uprising revealed vulnerabilities in imperial structure. Empire's cohesion became increasingly fragile. Civil unrest distracted from external military threats. Borders became vulnerable to ambitious neighbors. Focus on rebellion reduced imperial expansion efforts. Persia's decline accelerated through internal neglect. Civil unrest distracted from external military threats. Borders became vulnerable to ambitious neighbors. Focus on rebellion reduced imperial expansion efforts. Persia's decline accelerated through internal neglect. Empire remained vast but administratively strained. Complex bureaucracy could not manage growing territory. Efficiency declined as control weakened across provinces. Decline set stage for external conquest inevitably. Macedon emerged as rising power in north. King Philip reformed army and state efficiently. Phalanx formation strengthened military dominance profoundly. Strategy and diplomacy expanded Macedonian influence steadily. Philip united Greek city-states under Macedonian hegemony. Marriage alliances and political cunning secured loyalty. Diplomacy complemented military conquests cleverly and effectively. Macedon grew stronger with every campaign. Alexander inherited disciplined army and ambitious vision. Young king trained with tutors and generals. He dreamed of uniting East and West. Leadership prepared for unprecedented military campaigns. Macedonian army excelled in strategy and mobility. Cavalry and infantry coordinated with remarkable precision. Siege technology allowed rapid conquest of fortified cities. Innovation became hallmark of Alexander's campaigns. Greek city-states submitted to Macedonian authority reluctantly. Some resisted, others joined willingly for protection. Philip and Alexander leveraged diplomacy and fear simultaneously. Power consolidated through both persuasion and force. Alexander sought revenge for Persian aggression historically. Ionian revolt and Marathon inspired strategic objectives. Goal was complete conquest of Persian Empire. East awaited clash with Macedonian ambition. Macedonian political system fostered loyalty and efficiency. Generals entrusted with regional governance and campaigns. Centralized command maintained discipline across vast army. Organization ensured operational success in distant territories. Alexander studied Persian weaknesses before invasion carefully. Intelligence and scouting informed tactical planning rigorously. Knowledge of terrain influenced campaign strategies decisively. Preparation maximized chances of swift victories. Philip's reforms strengthened economy and infrastructure effectively. Supplies, roads, and logistics supported armies' mobility. Resources enabled long-distance campaigns across hostile lands. Empire relied on planning and foresight. Macedonian leadership inspired loyalty among troops fiercely. Personal charisma and vision united diverse soldiers. Courage and discipline motivated warriors in battle. Army became extension of Alexander's ambition. Rise of Macedon challenged Persian dominance directly. East faced unprecedented threat from disciplined West. Balance of power began shifting dramatically. Achaemenid Empire faced looming external danger. Alexander inherited not just army, but legacy. Philip's reforms and vision created unstoppable force. Conquest seemed inevitable against weakening Persia. Macedon prepared to rewrite history across continents. Alexander crossed the Hellespont with determination. Macedonian army advanced into Persian territory decisively. Conquest aimed to topple Achaemenid dynasty completely. East awaited clash of unprecedented scale. Battle of Granicus tested Alexander's leadership immediately. Persian satraps defended with valor and skill. Cavalry and infantry clashed fiercely on plains. Macedonian phalanx held despite enemy numbers. Siege of Halicarnassus showcased tactical innovation brilliantly. Alexander used engineering and surprise to advantage. City fell after sustained Macedonian assault. Victory secured coastal regions strategically for campaign. Battle of Issus confronted Darius III directly. Persian king commanded massive army with confidence. Macedonians exploited terrain and disciplined formations efficiently. Alexander's boldness turned battle in his favor. Darius fled, leaving family behind for safety. Capturing royal family boosted Macedonian morale tremendously. Persian Empire's leadership appeared vulnerable to all observers. Psychological impact shook empire's unity instantly. Siege of Tyre demonstrated unmatched determination and ingenuity. Island fortress required naval coordination and engineering. Macedonian forces constructed causeway to breach defenses. Victory showcased perseverance and strategic brilliance. Gaugamela became decisive confrontation of the campaign. Alexander faced largest Persian army with disciplined phalanx. Terrain and strategy exploited enemy vulnerabilities expertly. Victory ensured Macedonian control over heart of empire. Persian resistance collapsed after successive defeats rapidly. Major cities surrendered or fell to conquest. Alexander controlled vast lands from coast to mountains. Empire's collapse seemed inevitable under Macedonian rule. Conquests integrated both military and diplomatic measures strategically. Alexander respected local customs while asserting authority. Governance balanced fear with pragmatic administration effectively. Regions absorbed without constant destruction or rebellion. Persian nobles often submitted voluntarily to Macedonian rule. Alexander offered clemency and positions in administration. Loyalty secured through respect, rewards, and recognition. Empire expanded with minimal prolonged resistance. Macedonian army adapted to desert and mountain conditions. Supply lines maintained through planning and local alliances. Logistics ensured momentum, never faltered throughout campaign. Operational efficiency supported rapid territorial expansion. City after city recognized Alexander's dominance. Economic and cultural centers surrendered peacefully sometimes. Empire transitioned without prolonged civil disruption. Conquest achieved speed and strategy combined brilliantly. Alexander's campaign became model for military genius. Integration of cavalry, infantry, and engineering unmatched. Persian army overwhelmed, despite vast resources and numbers. History recorded Alexander's brilliance across generations. Alexander entered Persepolis with victorious army. City reflected centuries of Persian grandeur proudly. Palaces, halls, and monuments symbolized imperial power. Victory parade moved through ceremonial courtyards carefully. Fire consumed royal halls and treasury dramatically. Flames devoured monuments, inscriptions, and precious artifacts. Destruction marked end of Achaemenid ceremonial glory. History witnessed collapse of monumental Persian architecture. Some blame revenge for Greek cities' destruction. Alexander may have acted to punish Persia. Motives mixed political statement and personal ambition. Legacy became controversial among later historians. Columns toppled, stone reliefs shattered irreparably. Guardians carved in stone faced violent flames. Art and culture suffered immense, lasting loss. Persepolis became symbol of empire's mortality. Royal audience halls turned into ruin and ash. Gardens, terraces, and palaces disappeared under fire. Imperial treasury lost wealth amassed over centuries. Destruction impressed both awe and horror profoundly. Survivors recorded event in awestruck detail. Chroniclers described burning city vividly and sorrowfully. Destruction reflected both conquest and symbolic power. Memory of Persepolis endured through literature and art. Alexander reportedly spared some sacred temples carefully. Religious sites retained sanctity amidst widespread devastation. Respect for divinity contrasted with political retribution. Duality of destruction and reverence marked campaign. Persian cultural identity suffered temporary symbolic blow. Empire's central authority visibly erased from landscape. Political and ceremonial heart of Persia burned. Yet cultural roots remained resilient among peoples. Historians debated whether destruction was planned carefully. Strategic, symbolic, or emotional motives remain unclear. Event became enduring image of conquest's consequences. Persepolis' fall symbolized empire's vulnerability visibly. Aftermath required administrative restructuring across empire. Alexander integrated Persian territories under Macedonian governance. Cities rebuilt and adapted to new rulers. Continuity of culture persisted despite imperial collapse. Persepolis ruins inspired all 4 centuries afterward. Monuments became archaeological and artistic treasures eventually. Legacy highlighted grandeur and fragility of empire. History remembered both achievement and devastation vividly. Destruction reinforced message of Macedonian dominance clearly. Empire's symbols were powerless against military genius. Psychological impact extended across remaining Persian provinces. Fear and respect consolidated Alexander's rule. Achaemenid Empire ceased to exist politically. Alexander established control across former Persian lands. Dynasty ended, but culture persisted strongly. Persian traditions endured beyond imperial collapse. Language, art, and religion survived under Macedonians. Aramaic remained administrative lingua franca widely. Zoroastrian beliefs continued among local populations. Cultural practices preserved identity despite foreign rule. Persian architecture influenced new rulers' constructions. Columns, reliefs, and palaces inspired designs repeatedly. Monumental style blended with Hellenistic influences. Legacy shaped aesthetics across conquered territories. Administrative expertise retained by Macedonian governance strategically. Satrapal systems adapted for smooth transitions. Local knowledge used to maintain stability efficiently. Persian methods strengthened new rulers' authority. Artisans and scholars continued Persian traditions creatively. Workshops produced objects reflecting hybrid styles. Craftsmanship merged innovation with inherited techniques. Culture adapted rather than disappeared entirely. Festivals, music, and literature retained Persian character. Community rituals maintained cohesion and identity actively. Heritage survived in private and public life. People remembered empire's glory and traditions. Economic structures continued using Persian frameworks consistently. Trade networks, taxation, and resource management persisted. Macedonian administration relied on established systems. Continuity ensured smooth transition and stability. Influence spread to Hellenistic culture over time. Blending of East and West enriched societies. Greek rulers adopted Persian ceremonial and administrative practices. Cultural survival became a form of subtle resistance. Historians recognized enduring Persian contributions post-conquest. Art, governance, and religion shaped subsequent civilizations. Legacy of empire persisted despite political defeat. Cultural identity proved resilient across centuries. Persian elites often integrated with new rulers' court. Knowledge, experience, and tradition influenced policies effectively. Elite adaptation ensured survival of heritage. Persian influence remained behind Macedonian dominance. Local populations maintained language and customs privately. Daily life preserved Persian rituals and practices. Continuity reinforced cultural resilience and pride. Identity endured through everyday traditions. Architecture and city planning reflected hybridized styles. Hellenistic cities incorporated Persian gardens and designs. Urban aesthetics blended traditions creatively and harmoniously. Cultural memory survived in stone and landscape. Persian storytelling, myths, and historical accounts persisted. Legends inspired later generations across the region. Literature preserved memory of kings and heroes. Cultural consciousness remained alive and vibrant. End of empire marked political change sharply. Cultural continuity demonstrated resilience and adaptability brilliantly. Persian civilization lived on beyond dynastic collapse. Legacy endured through language, art, and identity. Persian Empire influenced governance across vast territories. Satraps balanced local power with central authority. Administrative efficiency inspired empires for centuries afterward. Model became template for organized imperial rule. Law codified rights, duties, and punishments clearly. Justice maintained order across diverse populations effectively. Legal systems influenced subsequent civilizations significantly. Rules ensured stability while respecting local customs. Diplomacy became integral to maintaining imperial influence. Alliances, tribute, and negotiation complemented military strength. Envoys carried messages, ensured loyalty and peace. Strategy combined persuasion with authority successfully. Architecture reflected grandeur, strength, and artistic vision. Palaces, columns, and ceremonial halls inspired awe. Monuments showcased engineering mastery and cultural wealth. Design influenced Hellenistic, Roman, and later styles. Persian gardens embodied harmony, beauty, and order. Water, trees, and terraces symbolized paradise thoughtfully. Design principles influenced gardens across Asia and Europe. Nature and architecture blended seamlessly in imperial spaces. Reliefs depicted kings, soldiers, and conquered peoples. Stone carvings preserved history for future generations. Art conveyed power, culture, and political messages. Craftsmanship became an enduring symbol of Persian creativity. Trade networks connected East and West efficiently. Silk, spices, metals, and ideas moved freely. Commerce strengthened economy and cultural exchange profoundly. Persia became a hub of global interaction and wealth. Zoroastrian ideas influenced morality and ethics deeply. Duality of good and evil shaped social thought. Religious principles inspired later major world religions. Ethics guided governance, justice, and personal conduct. Cultural blending occurred across Egypt, Mesopotamia, Anatolia. Local traditions merged with imperial Persian practices. Diversity became a source of strength and unity. Empire respected differences while asserting central authority. Military innovation showcased strategy, discipline, and organization. Elite forces like the Immortals projected authority constantly. Combined arms and logistics enabled rapid expansion. Campaigns influenced later military doctrines profoundly. Persian language and administration persisted after conquest. Aramaic facilitated communication across diverse provinces successfully. Legacy endured under Macedonian and Hellenistic rule. Culture survived even when political power vanished. Royal rituals, ceremonies, and festivals strengthened identity. Public celebrations reinforced loyalty and cultural cohesion. Architecture, art, and religion intertwined to inspire. Imperial traditions remained influential for generations afterward. Persia's spirit lived on in subsequent dynasties. Parthians, Sassanids, and other rulers embraced heritage. Governance, art, and culture reflected Persian influence repeatedly. Empire's essence survived beyond territorial control. Scholarship, astronomy, and administration advanced knowledge greatly. Mathematics, record-keeping, and engineering influenced neighbors effectively. Science became integrated with governance and daily life. Persian intellect shaped civilizations long after empire. East and West learned from Persian political systems. Central authority balanced with local autonomy carefully. Diplomacy, law, and administration became international models. Influence persisted across continents and centuries. Persian culture inspired literature, art, and philosophy widely. Stories of kings, heroes, and battles endured eternally. Legends shaped identity and historical consciousness profoundly. Memory reinforced both pride and cultural continuity. Architecture embodied cosmology, power, and imperial legitimacy. Monuments symbolized unity and grandeur across vast lands. Engineering, design, and artistic expression intertwined seamlessly. Legacy of monumental construction influenced future empires. Empire's integration of diverse peoples demonstrated pragmatism. Tolerance fostered loyalty and societal stability consistently. respect for customs strengthened cohesion and administration. Persian model balanced unity with regional diversity. Economic structure supported both empire and cultural growth. Trade, agriculture, and taxation ensured prosperity across regions. Infrastructure and roads facilitated exchange and governance. Economy reinforced power and connected distant provinces. Military campaigns shaped global history and strategy. Tactics, organization, and leadership inspired later commanders. Conquests created networks, knowledge, and cultural interaction. Persian power projected influence over continents effectively. Even after political fall, Persian identity persisted. Language, religion, and customs survived Macedonian conquest. Culture endured through successive empires and centuries. Legacy demonstrated resilience beyond dynastic collapse. Persian Empire's story remains a model of greatness. Governance, culture, and innovation shaped the ancient world. Civilization thrived through tolerance, administration, and vision. An empire gone, but its influence lives on.